Hello everybody, welcome back to the Escentual Owl. I'm here today to cut Whisper, which is the soap that we made yesterday. If you missed that video, make sure you click over and watch that. I think it's going to be interesting inside. Let me just show you what the outside looks like. It's very interesting with the different bands of the different color purples. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. And then there's the top with all of the two different purple glitters on top. And I've got out my handy dandy, not actually a soap cutter. So so let's give this a go. I'm going to cut off this little end piece here. Pretty excited. This soap was done with a swirl technique, a pour technique that I have not tried before. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. So this is what we've got. It's interesting how I got that line of purple, dark purple there. And if you see those little white specks, I don't know if you can see them or not. That's actually little pieces of titanium dioxide that didn't get incorporated fully, and that's my fault. But I think it's interesting that way, actually. Okay, let's keep cutting this and see what we get. This was made with a fake funnel pour, which is a pour I have not done ever before I made this soap. So I'm interested in what the rest of the soap is going to look like. Generally, what I've seen in the past with other soap makers is the further they get into the loaf, the more interesting it gets. Line up with my little line here that's almost disappeared. Should probably draw that thing back on. Ooh. So you can see on this side, there's just a little line of dark purple there and a little bit of swirling here. But on the other side, this is what we have. And you can see I did get a little bit of air bubbles up here, but that's fine. That's where I spooned on that little bit of extra batter that I had. Neat. So tell me what you all think in the comments below. I like to hear from you. Especially someone that's on the making side. I like to know, did this work out? Should I never attempt this pour again? You know, so there's one side. And then there's the other. I really like this one. That's so interesting. Yeah, I really like how this turned out. Whoop. I bumped the bottom there a little bit. I like to clean up my edges with my finger just a little, like that, to kind of get off those little pieces that the wire just kind of pushes off the soap. Ooh, look at this piece. Very interesting. We're getting further in now. This cut right here will be pretty close to the middle. So I'm pretty excited to see how it turns out. So there's one side, and there's the other. Yeah, I like this. I think I will attempt to do one of these faux funnel swirls again. Maybe with a fragrance that I'm more acquainted with than the lavender fragrance oil that I used for this soap. Because for some reason I had that one color, that middle shade of purple. It didn't necessarily misbehave per se, but for some reason that middle shade of purple sped up on me. This shade right here. It sped up, it accelerated. Whereas the other two didn't, and I don't know why, because the same fragrance is throughout this entire soap. So I'm not really sure why it did that. But I think I will attempt to do one of these pours again in the future with a fragrance oil that I know will not accelerate. So there's one side, and then there's the other. I like that the majority of some of these bars is this lighter purple. I thought about doing the entire soap that color, but I like all the different colors and swirls and things in soap. My husband likes plain, unscented, uncolored soap, and that's fine. But it's not as much fun to make. So I will make that for him when we run out of the last batch that I made. But it's not my most favorite soap to make just because it's not super interesting. But I do it because he likes it. What can I say? Here's the top, by the way. So this is what they look like from the side. Still kind of blown away at how much this fragrance oil smells like the essential oil. I mean, I cannot tell the difference. It just smells like I dumped an entire bottle of lavender essential oil into the soap batter. It is very strong, and it will kind of quiet down a little bit as it cures, but maybe not a whole lot. So if you like lavender, this soap is going to be great for you. But if you're not too fond of it, or you like more subtle lavender or floral scents, I don't recommend this soap for you. Ooh, that one's very nice. It's interesting how you got the little blobs there. So, this soap, Whisper, will be available in my Etsy shop in a couple of weeks. I have a mandatory cure time for all of my soaps of 4 weeks minimum. So, it's not going to be available right this second. I could go ahead and list it in the shop. I don't like to do that because, as I said, I have a mandatory cure time for my soaps. And the cure time is how the soap bar hardens and helps it last longer. So I do not like to list my soaps before that, because generally people will expect you to ship it to them very quickly, which is fine, but I don't want to send anybody a bar of soap that I would not use myself yet. There's my little end piece. And then there's this one. But like I was saying, I don't like sending anybody a soap that I personally would not use yet, even if I include a note that says do not use until insert date here. Because when you get something like that, you want to go ahead and use it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to send anybody any sort of product that they can't use basically right away. So that's why these won't be ready or won't be listed on my Etsy shop for another couple of weeks. But if you'll head over to my Etsy shop, it's The Essential Owl, and I will include a link in the description below. If you'll head over to that Etsy shop, I have a section called Shop Updates, and there will be a date there that says next shop release, and that's when I will list, that's the date that I will be listing all of my new soaps. And that will include the Carol of the Bells soap that we made last week, as well as this soap, and there are a couple of others that I did not film that will be released that day. So go ahead and head over there. Let's do a close-up. Yeah. Let me kind of line these up so you can see them a little bit better. It's kind of crazy how many different designs in each bar I ended up with. It's kind of neat. So here's what we've got. I just love how many different swirls there are. It's very nice. So that is all that I have for you all today. If you enjoyed this, please leave a comment below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know what you think. I like hearing from you all. Head over to my Etsy shop and browse, take a look, see if there's anything that you like. This is all that I have for you all for now. So I will see you all next time.